Madam Speaker, none of us alone can save the nation or the world, but each one of us can make a positive difference if we commit ourselves to doing so. These are the words of a great mind. Madam Speaker, from the onset, I rise to support that this House adopt the report on the investigation to the Solai tragedy. And Madam Speaker, first I want to thank the committee for having endured such a rough time while carrying out these investigations, while trying to understand what led to the loss of 48 Kenyans, people who were born, children whose parents will never see them. In Maasai, we say they will not go through circumcision, and the parents are able to see them. Madam Speaker, when we took this task, we spent sleepless nights so that we can be able to present to this House a report that can be able to withstand the test of time. Madam Speaker, I can tell you that the amount of advancements towards the members, threats, is something that I hope this House will be able to use to be able to adopt this report and use the law to ensure that the people of Solai are compensated. This is an opportunity for this country. And as I stand here, I say, dear government, I want to speak to you, but I hope that I can be able to find somebody that I can speak to be able to listen. Madam Speaker, I'm going to limit my few minutes on the issue of NEMA. Madam Speaker, we received 3 reports from NEMA. And on those 3 reports from NEMA that we received, Madam Speaker, none of those reports were accurate. I can tell you without any fear of contradiction that when you take these reports, which are here from page 402, you will see a conspiracy to deny the people of Solai justice. Madam Speaker, and one of the things that really shocks me is that when the Cabinet Secretary for Environment, my dear brother, Keriako Letobiko, appeared before this committee, Madam Speaker, even him himself had not gone through the documents to a point where the committee is presented with documents which cannot even be used, documents marked clearly on a without prejudice. Madam Speaker, that was very sad. And even after we painted those ones out, because this had to do with the issue of a restoration order that NEMA purportedly issued out for the Solai area to be restored. They did so, Madam Speaker, completely disregarding the Act. And the Act is very clear. When you look at the Act in section 108 and 109, the words used is may issue. The authority may issue. But upon issuing it, it becomes shall. This restoration order talks about everything that shall be able to be done. And this form the basis of our recommendation, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the people of Solai, the law provides that. This gentleman, I used to call him Perielis because I couldn't pronounce his name, but Peri Mansug, the law is very clear. He cannot run away from liability, Madam Speaker. Even when NEMA tries to hide. And I'm going to refer to the document presented by NEMA, Madam Speaker. And in their second report, which is in page 411, I'm just going to read some of their recommendations for you to be able to see the kind of conspiracy that when you are tasked with a fiduciary responsibility, the people of NEMA have a fiduciary responsibility. They have to ensure that the environment is safe. But when they go out there, they start saying, the community around the farm appreciate the development brought about by the existence of Solai farm. The farm provides employment and also benefit from CSR, e.g., the support to schools, and the one that really annoys me, provisions of domestic water. Madam Speaker, it is evident from everything that the chair has presented here that Perry Mansood blocked the Solai Dam. They blocked the river, the Watkins River. How dare you come and present yourself as a philanthropist, yet all you are doing is denying Kenyans what the Lord has given them? Shame on you. Madam Speaker, I would beg to be given a few more minutes so that I can be able to show Kenyans and my dear brothers, senators, the conspiracy. And sisters, my dear sisters and brothers. Madam Speaker, when you look at the documents presented by NEMA, the first one, when you go to our executive summary, or rather the report on page 21, there is an issue of an improvement order. And when you look at Roman numeral V, or 5, it says that the farm had conducted an environmental audit for the year 2016, and it gives a reference there, but was unsatisfactory, and hence the farm manager was issued with an improvement order to produce a fresh and comprehensive environmental audit and submit to NEMA latest June 6, 2018. Prior to that, the farm had carried out an environmental impact assessment, but they failed to disclose the fact that they had 7 dams in that farm, which were not licensed. They gave an environmental impact assessment on their macadamia farms, their coffee farms. They gave an environmental impact assessment on, Madam Speaker, what oils their pockets. But the people who live downstream, where they have blocked all the water, they could not even dare carry out an environmental impact assessment to ensure that that dam is safe. First, they did not get a license. Number one. Number two, Madam Speaker, NEMA in itself was aware because of all these audits which were going on there. They were aware, but they ignored the fact that when you are given a duty, you must be able to carry out that duty. Madam Speaker, my recommendation was going to be brutal. It was going to be a complete overhaul of NEMA. Madam Speaker, there are things that we can be able to do to improve this. Because today it has happened in Solai. 48 people have died. Madam Speaker, in the same report provided by NEMA, the NEMA officials state that no incident has ever occurred. The same place that I just read for you. I think it's 411. It says, prior to the disaster, there was no other reported incident, and the community feel that it was an unfortunate occurrence that affected their otherwise harmonized society. Shame on you. Madam Speaker, how dare you? You work for this government. The Kenyans, the people of Solai, pay for your taxes. They pay for your salary. You go there and you now side with the people. It is common knowledge that, Madam Speaker, and I'm going to translate Rachel versus Fletcher into Maasai, that if I have a cow that it's known to be wild and sometime it can escape, if it escapes from its own cow barn and hits Senator Gerald Gay of Nandi, I am responsible. There is no way, Madam Speaker, these NEMO officials are going to run away from responsibility. There is no way that Perry Mansour is going to run away from liability. He is liable. And for him to have conspired with state officers, public officers, to be able to sign an indemnity form to deny the people of Solai. Madam Speaker, 1 more minute, I wrap it up. 2 more minutes, I wrap it up. For him to be able to conspire with a chief, a district, a deputy county commissioner, and a commissioner to pay those people what he considers as pole. Madam Speaker, you should have seen that gentleman when he sat here. Oh, I care so much about the people of Solai. And when he was asked, have you ever gone there to say pole to them? No. I've lived with them. I was waiting for a committee to tell me. Shame on you. Madam Speaker, this thing is so painful, and it is sad. And when you look at the recommendation that we've given, I do hope, Madam Speaker, that the DPP is going to follow and look at the work that has been done by men and women who believe in these 2 initials, PI, preserving integrity for the future of this nation. Madam Speaker, he will be able to get to the bottom line of this. We can no longer protect anyone in this country. We have to give these children who are here watching us today, we have to give the orphans of Solai, the 52, a chance to be able to live an adult life like we are living, Madam Speaker. And finally, Madam Speaker, as I sit, we have made several recommendations. One, which I want to emphasize on, it is imperative that complaints commissions or committees which are established under the NEMA Act are devolved so that the people of Solai can be able to report locally on any dangers, anything that can be able to affect them. Madam Speaker, it is also important for this House to be able to look at this Act and ensure that the Act as it is, just like Sakaja said, and my very good able chair, Senator Mtula Kilonzo, that the laws are there, but they're not implemented. The restoration order is very clear. Madam Speaker, I want to encourage that this House adopt this report and push for this Act to be fully adhered to, and we will see the people of Solai live a better life. They must be given a life. You cannot tell me today you're going to compensate me with 50,000 shillings. Shame on you. Yet you've destroyed my livelihood, the way I live. This report, Madam Speaker, is something that I hope will go down in history as having been there for those people. And as I sit, Madam Speaker, I want to say this. I want this House, and as a member of this House, to be counted in history as the House that fought for liberty of the poor people. Thank you, Madam Speaker.